It's that time of year again. We're in the third week of June, which means that it's almost Purple Emperor time. The time of year where butterfly enthusiasts develop bad necks, because they're doing that all the time for hours on end. May still be a couple of days too early here in Nottinghamshire. The first one has been seen down south, but it's the ideal conditions, and from the L5 or 5th star larva that we knew of before we lost them all in this particular part of Sherwood Forest, by now pupation should be complete and development in its last day or so, and so I expect purple emperors here in Sherwood Forest any day now. Whether it'll be today, I don't know, but I need to walk around and check the hot spots in order to see it and develop a bad neck in the process. Fine example of what's referred to as a chimney. Long since dead. I've walked past this particular oak, well, a couple of thousand times during recording here. But if you was to jump in the tree at the top, you would fall all the way through down to ground level, and then you'd be stuck. There's no hole at the bottom of that trunk. That's why they're called chimneys, because they go completely hollow on the inside. One day we'll lose this old dead veteran. It's been a bit of a landmark for me, this one, and a firm favourite. No matter how many times I walk past any of the goat sallows that had larvae on, or those that didn't have larvae on, can't help but still check. Even though we've lost them all, there were 5 in the autumn on that tree, and over the remains of that autumn, the ensuing winter, and eventually the spring, we've lost them all through various reasons. I know one was badly, so that took us down to 4, and then we've just lost them all. It's a mystery. It's such a high percentage rate of fatalities. It's a very high percentage rate, but it's probably no different to many other butterflies. But this leaf here holds evidence that a purple emperor was here. I've mangled it a bit, but this paler thing here is the remains of that caterpillar that I featured so regularly on this channel during the course of last autumn and winter, of its silken pad. This was its favoured resting leaf, at least for a couple of weeks, and that's its silk. But hopefully all the purple emperor caterpillars went past undetected by Nick and Samantha Brownie and myself's eyes, and it's the results of those butterflies that weren't detected that I'm hoping might be out today. Just up there at the side of the centre tree offers one of the better chances of seeing an early purple emperor, but of course they've got to be out. Although most people look at the tops of trees, you're just as likely to see a purple emperor fly past you at head height. But don't let one hit you in the face, because it'll probably do some damage. They can really shift. Well, this is the top path near the centre tree. It actually runs west from the centre tree, and it's one of the better areas for catching a glimpse of purple emperors. The males spend much of the time at the tops of trees, darting out to intercept any other insect really that flies by that the purple emperor male doesn't like and wants them off his territory. And this is a good spot because it's the highest spot in all of the Sherwood Forest area, and these tall trees, most of which are sweet chestnuts. There's also some red oaks here, but it's still used by purple emperors, and you're looking for a large butterfly powerfully flying around the tops of the trees. Some people use bait, foul smelling bait that they put on the floor, and that attracts the males down. The males come down for minerals and salt, and they will come and drink from manure and damp puddles and the like. So it's possible to suddenly just stumble on a feeding butterfly. It always pays if you're walking around looking for purple emperors. Keep looking on the floor for that distinctive silhouette of what is a very large butterfly. Anyway, we're heading that way towards the sunshine. I'm hoping that maybe the Viking spirits can help me in my quest to find a purple emperor. You may be wondering, what the hell does Vikings have to do with purple emperors and Sherwood Forest? Well, absolutely nothing to do with purple emperors. I don't think there were many butterfly collectors in Viking times, but there is a huge link with Vikings and Sherwood Forest, because the mound that I'm stood on now, as inconspicuous as it is, and hidden by the vegetation, was in its day probably the most important area throughout Nottinghamshire and through much of the UK. This is Thinghow. It's a Viking meeting place. All the elders would gather here and talk through the business of the day, and crowds of apparently thousands could be around here and would listen to the words of wisdom and arguments, no doubt, that ensued. It's very easily missed, but look it up. Lots of work have been done here to publicise this place, and it's amazing that it's never got completely trashed over the years by commercial forestry. And you can still walk past it now, and it's completely lost in the vegetation, especially in the bracken. But it's a nice place. If you're into that kind of thing, it'd be a spiritual place. I like my spirits, but I like them in a glass. The other side of Thinghow runs this forest track, and purple emperors have been seen here on a number of occasions. This is one of the best spots to stake out and look. Tall beeches, also a couple of sycamores, and obviously oaks thrown in for good measure, but no sign today. I think we are just a little bit early.